Hello, everybody, and welcome to Central Jersey in the town of Freehold, and welcome to the Freehold Raceway Mall. One of my favorite malls because it's another Wilmerite mall, and you guys know I'm a sucker for the Wilmerite malls, like the Grease Ridge one and the Eastview in Rochester, and other ones. Shopping Town's another one I never went to, but then there's other ones too that are still open. But in any event, so we're here, like I said, in Freehold. This mall is thriving. It's gone through numerous changes, and we'll get to that in a second, but this mall continues to do well and should be here for many years to come, which is always great for me to hear because malls are great and I want to see malls close. But this mall has had an interesting history. So it is currently managed by the Macerich Company, which bought it from the founders, Wilmerite, as I said, out of Rochester. They bought it in 2005. Now it has a pretty big gross leasable area, and it's the third largest shopping mall in the entire state of New Jersey. So kind of a cool fact. And there's a lot of malls in New Jersey. But the history. Construction on this mall began in 1987 across the street from the Freehold racetrack, which is where they had horses for, show like that. And the stables are actually still there. Now it was connected by the Freehold Circle, and it had an intersection with traffic lights, but that's not really that important. So, the mall officially opened on August 1st of 1990. The public opening was preceded by a private preview, which was a fundraiser. So it's kind of cool you had to spend money for a charity in order to get in, which is really cool, and that's actually something Boscov's does as well, one of the many reasons why they're doing well. And this had a papier-mâché racehorse centerpiece, which is right near a racetrack, and the typical Wilmerite carousel. That's one of the many reasons why I love the Wilmerite malls, because the carousels to me are always super cool. Now, the mall originally had two anchors, Sears, and it had a Lord & Taylor. But JCPenney was also being built, but wasn't open yet. That originally planned on being a Hanes, and I may be saying that wrong, but yeah, so that became JCPenney, as the Hanes company was merged with Lord & Taylor. Now, JCPenney opened up in 1991, and then a year later, Nordstrom came to the mall as a fourth anchor, which opened up in 1992, and then the fifth and final major anchor was Macy's. So it's kind of unique that this mall opened up as a Macy's. It wasn't something else like a department store, Kaufman's or Strawbridge's, or I'm sure there's other ones, Hess's, things like that. This was built as a Macy's. And as you guys saw in the Macy's video, very nice looking Macy's, and not in any rumor of closing. Now, the mall was not initially successful, though, as you guys see it now. Vacancies were very imminent. Many of the spaces were filled with non-traditional municipal services, which is kind of unique because that's a common thing for malls now, but it wasn't very common at the time. Now, the only evidence from the mall, from the major route, was the monument sign approaching the mall entrance, as well as satellite stores. Now, this mall is also near other thriving malls, which makes it even more impressive that it's surviving, such as the Brunswick Square and the Monmouth Mall, which you guys will be seeing in my next video. But yeah, this mall, as I said, early on had its struggles, but after Wilmerite sold it in 2005 is really when this mall really turned around and has done really well. Freehold Raceway was expanded in 2007, and construction began in February. And the expansion was mostly for the Sears and the JCPenney upper floor area, and it included a strip of outdoor stores as well, which added 13 to 15 tenants officially, as well as 2 restaurants. Now, in April 2007 was when the first major expansion project. It included replacing the flooring, changing the brown and green tile to a beige stone that you guys see now, and as well as the brass wall rails were replaced by the wooden rails, and there was new lighting under the skylight. So, and there's some more other things, such as a new escalator, And the center court fountain, which you guys know is a Wilmerite classic, was also replaced during that time, that's the only thing I don't like about this mall is the fountain's gone. I really like that in other malls, especially in Grease Ridge. That's a beautiful one, but we're not at Grease Ridge right now. Now, in 2011, this mall did have a bad moment because there was a Borders that was added at some point to this mall. It doesn't say when, but they announced they'd be liquidated, and as you guys know, the whole company went defunct at that point. But LL Bean did go in there and was really, really successful. And then in 2016, Primark also joined the shopping center, which Primark does not go in dead malls, so that's a good sign. Now, in 2020, this mall had a rough time, but a lot of malls did. I'm pretty sure all malls did. But Nordstrom closed at this mall because of the pandemic. And then Lord & Taylor also closed later that year, but Lord & Taylor as a whole went out. So the first original anchor to close is a good, But in 2022, they announced several new additions to this mall, including Aerie, Elite Jewelers, Torrid, Pandora, and a much larger Apple format as well. But in 2021, the Freehold Township Committee proposed a rezoning ordinance to the shopping center, which basically would enhance it to have things other than retail. But even though they did that, that doesn't mean this mall's dying, though. I just think that they want to add more things besides just stores. And as long as they keep it fully enclosed and have all the mall stores, I'm okay with that, honestly. So the current anchors, as we speak, according to what they list. I also didn't mention either that it doesn't say it on here, but the Sears closed in 2020. Of course, you guys know Sears as a whole is about to go defunct, so not all that surprising. And that's still empty as well. The current anchors of this mall are JCPenney. They consider LL Bean, Macy's, Primark, and they consider Bob's store, although I don't really consider that because it's technically in our parcel. But according to this, they do. And by the way, guys, this mall is the sister mall and looks very similar to the Irondequoit Mall. You guys may know about that mall. That mall is no longer with us, and that's a mall that I wish I could have seen, but sadly never made it to. But if you guys can have seen videos from other people, you will see this mall looks very similar to that mall, which is kind of cool because, that mall's no longer with us, but we have this mall to kind of compare it to. But in any event, I'm going to stop blabbing some music in the rest of the video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. If you guys do, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys for the next video, which, as I already said, is going to be another mall in New Jersey. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys.
nights are bright with you. Everything feels right. Neon lights make the nights so bright with you. Everything feels right.